Well, it's exactly 5 o'clock in the evening. Namaskar, good evening, hello, and welcome to Clip Talk. Clip Talk 4.0 में आप सबका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है. My name is Samrat Ghosh. I'm your host for the evening. I'm a former radio jockey with Red FM 93.5. You all know me probably for some time just because I've been doing my shows for quite some time. Every Sunday, 5 to 6 in the evening, we have alluring and magnificent personalities that are coming in our way. Well, having said that, I wish that you all had a very safe and a great Diwali with your friends, your family, and acquaintances. And it's an immense pleasure to also equally spend time with my family, with my members, with my acquaintances as well at the same time. So after during the Diwali time, I took my break because last week we did not have our shows, but this week we have another magnificent and majestic personality there with us right from Dehradun. It's the first time somebody is coming in my show, which is only UK in India. That's Uttarakhand, and that's Dehradun. I never had anybody coming from Dehradun for before. That's what the Clip Talk is all about. It has gone international. It has gone to various other demographics in the country. Well, without saying anything anymore, I just would like to say that today's guest is somebody who is very special. She has over more than 20 years of experience there in the industry, having worked with Virgin Atlantic, Jet Airways, Kingfisher, then switching over her industry from the airline industry to the service industry, where she worked with Serco Global Services, she worked with IBM, and then apparently she went up to pursue her own entrepreneurial journey, that is word of mouth media. She's also doing another launch of a product-based company, name is Jivisa. We will get to know more about it. Well, I would not like to tell you the name first. The first thing that I would like to say before I introduce her graciously to all of you as my audience for the evening, I would like to say that she is absolutely supreme. She is astounding. She is ravishing. She is incorrigible. She is charismatic with that K. She is an alluring woman. She is none other than Sarika Panchi, who is going to be my guest for the evening. Well, without saying anything any more about her, I think I have given enough introduction about Sarika. Here I welcome graciously and present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Sarika Panchi. Wow, was I nice?
Samrat, I should have known what I'm getting into before I said yes to you. All this while I knew you've been an RJ, but all our conversations have been very different. And here you are, like absolutely there, like a pro RJ. I've never been introduced as well as I've been introduced today. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me over, and thank you for such a fantastic welcome. I really appreciate it.
Precious. I mean, that's been pleasure on my part because I'm not charging a single penny to you.
Yes, but now I know what you mean every time you say that. Maybe next time you should tell people that, look, I'm going to do this really good job of what I'm going to do, and maybe you should start charging people for this.
Glib is an initiative where it is just glib, it's easy, it's often thoughtlessly, it is absolutely slippery, where you just got to grab your coffee, your beer mug in your hand on the Sunday evening. Actually, if you're there in an area where Sarika is, that's there cold. In Delhi NCR, I am, that's equally very cold. Set in really early this year. Well, I have international guest also. Well, I've just joined us from Singapore, and that's Sangeet Grover. There are a lot of other people who have also joined in. It's great to see all of you have taken your time out on the Sunday evening for an hour just to know about somebody's life, somebody's journey, about how they have conquered certain areas, certain shortfalls, setbacks in their life. Glip Talk is no GAN session. It is no webinar. There is no PowerPoint presentation. There is no masterclass. There is no GAN session. There is no fire. There is no side. There is only chat and only talk. It's all about learning somebody's journey about their life. And the tagline says, an interview of a great mind, an unknown face. And when we explicitly mention a known face does not have to be a face of celebrity, a face that is known to our acquaintances, to our colleagues, our friends, and our family. Well, Sarika, here we start with our talk show for the evening, where I know I could invade in your mind when we are having our conversations for the last couple of weeks. And I have really gathered a lot about you as a human being. Well, I would not reveal or unravel everything to the audience because there are certain things are between two of us as an individual, but I know what I'm going to ask you. I'm very sorted in that way in my head. And it's all impromptu. There is no question that has been set in beforehand. There is no question that has been sent to you, so you do not know what is coming your way. So brace yourself. Okay.
Don't scare me, but I'm ready.
I'm not scared. You yourself, you're a pro. So by the way, if you all have seen Sarika's profile on LinkedIn or on her Instagram page, she is the co-founder of Word of Mouth Media Consulting. She has recently did a soft launch and a full throttle launch going to be next month, I guess.
Yes.
GVisa. We would like to know more about it as we go ahead in due course of our conversation. But before we get started, Sarika, would like to know more about you as a human. You're a wonderful mother. You're a mother of a wonderful 15-year-old son. You're a biker. You are an avid reader. You are a wanderer. You are a creationist. You are, I just don't have words in my vocabulary. I can go on and on and on, you know. So when I say that, Sarika, let's start from your journey, right? Uh, why don't you tell me more about, or let the audience know more about your life, about where you're from, uh, about your childhood, about your studies, about your initial days of your career and your life.
Sure. Thank you, Samrat. Firstly, the way you present, it's almost as if uh, you almost make people sound wow. And, this is exactly what I told you when I saw one of the creatives that, look, I'm not that big. Don't make me feel that. I still humbly, completely believe that I'm not. But nonetheless, uh, I'm born and brought up in Dehradun. I did my studies here in Dehradun. Belong to a typical middle class service family. My dad was in ONGC. Both my brother Vineet and I grew up here in Dehradun. And like all small town kids, we also left the place because we needed whatever greener pastures were outside of Dehradun. We never had great career opportunities here. So all good kids in small towns leave the town or the city after 12th, and like that we also left. And from there on, of course, the entire career journey began, the struggles began, and whatever, the growth journey began. And then after spending about 25 years across various cities, across various geographies and countries, about 5 years back is when I came back to Dehradun. On literally, it was like an emotional blackmail, by my brother. He put like the gun on my shoulder and said, "Look, you need to come back and take over the business." And that's how I decided to come back to Dehradun. During this time, of course, I worked in various organizations. I also went out while your career starts on the other side is your personal life. So I got married, then I got divorced, had a child, whatever. All of that happened. Moved cities, packed bags at various places, and now finally I'm back home here. So this is more like a homecoming than anything else for me. And the last 25 years have been absolutely fantastic. From leaving this small town to whatever, living in Gurgaon and Mumbai and Pune and Chennai for some time, also living outside of India for some time, then coming back. It's been a whole big, nice, beautiful journey of loads of ups and some downs and a whole lot of beautiful memories, I think.
That's a very nice way that you put it across, stating, a quick glimpse of your overall journey in life so far, and how easily you said that, just got married and got divorced, had a child. And I mean, that's not an easiest way that everyone probably put across, and that's what you are. And I admire that particular part about you. That I think you've taken life the way it has come to you. I've always embraced it. So after, I mean, you are a pro airline professional at one point of time. You worked with Virgin Atlantic, you worked with Jet Airways, you worked with Kingfisher. All are prominent names here in the airline aviation industry. What made you shift? I know the reason, but the audience probably don't know. And the reason I'm asking you this question is because all about learning about your life, about your journey. So, what made you shift from the airline industry and then getting into the service industry and having worked with IBM and then Circle Global Services, heading multiple projects, taking care of big operations? You're a pro operations leader yourself, process improvement, Six Sigma, all that, blah 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 blah. Where did that happen from?
So I started with Jet way back in '98, if I remember. Yeah. At that time, I used to fly with Jet. So, our entire batch is still there. And when the airline went down, we were very, very heartbroken. But when I joined the airline, I was very clear that this is not something I'm going to do for life. Because as exciting as flying is, it's a lot of money. It's, traveling the world and all of that. Somewhere it doesn't grow you here. You need, if you really are looking for growth as a person, as an individual, and even as a professional, then you need to kind of steer away from that. So I was very clear that I'll do it for a few years and then switch lines. It just so happened that while I was still with the Jet, I got married. I went to the US. Then of course 9/11 happened and we came back. That's when I joined Virgin Atlantic. So I started flying international. And then, of course, I thought, okay, ho gaya, enough. There's no way that I can continue with that. That's when I joined Kingfisher in the corporate office. So with Kingfisher, I was across various functions. You've named a few. I was in the quality function there. Towards the end, and just before the airline was going down, and that's how I also left. Kingfisher is when I was heading their contact centers. And then, of course, Kingfisher went down. So we all had to look for jobs outside of the airline industry. Airline basically is a very, very dicey industry to be in. I mean, now both Jet and Kingfisher both are out. So that's how I switched the industry. And I, from there, went to Serco and then finally to IBM, which was my last corporate job before I moved to Dehradun and took over word of mouth media. So I think it was a combination of one, circumstances, and two, my intent of not sticking to one place. I, needed to continue walking and continue growing. So the two together, I think, helped me move on out of the industry. And I think हो गया था मेरा एयरलाइन में. आप एक बार फ्लाई करो या 10 साल तक फ्लाई करो, वो एक्सपीरियंस सेम ही होता है. So I think after some time I was done with it, and hence I decided, yeah.
That was a very calculative decision that you've taken through it and before you moved and switched your industry from the airline one to the service industry. तो नॉर्मली वो कहते हैं ना, हम जैसे गरीब लोग जो होते हैं जिनको नॉर्मली अच्छी लड़कियां दिखने को नहीं मिलती है, all the beautiful women, if you really have to see them, you actually should fly with Jets and the Kingfisher Airlines or the not Indian Airways, definitely.
That's I don't know. I think there are beautiful people all around. I don't think it is very, very specific to industry. It's a notion a lot of people have. I do feel it's an old notion. In my company, which is word of mouth, I have beautiful, and we are 60% women, by the way. I think we have very beautiful girls here too. So now I don't think it's a industry specific thing anymore.
And that this is a lighter note because you yourself, you're extremely beautiful, and that's a pleasure to have you there on board as a guest for the particular evening.
Thank you.
Well, you switched your industry. You have also mentioned that there's a lot of money. Most of the days, I think that's where you're a little unconventionally conventional as a woman who has let go of that particular money, who has let go of that particular luxury, who has let go of that that passion for flying, right? Because one was, yeah, Kingfisher went down, but you had options. If you really wanted to take your career, to the next airline industry, an organization could have definitely pursued it. So then I know a certain part that you said that you have gone through major hardships in your personal life, because I'll come to the professional side of it little after this. And since you are absolutely veracious in terms of very open and candid, not hiding anything, because you yourself believe that you're an open book to be read and cover to cover, a personal initiative that you do, which we will also talk about it in due course of time. So the easiest way anyone could ever tell me in my so many years of life that I have spent so far, no one has said that, I've got married, gotten divorced, had a kid, then came back. It's a very, the most soothing way of saying that. I'm sure when it happened to you, that was probably a little traumatic, little disheartening, little heartbreaking. How did you overcome that particular thing? I mean, and you said that you never gotten married after that. Till now, you are a single mother, proud mother.
And I plan never to. There's no way I'm trading my happiness again. No, but having said that, I think there's not a single person around me, Samrat, not one, who's not gone through hardships. Not a single. You look at people with a lot of money, you look at people with no money, you look at people with health issues or very good health or whatever, fantastic family or lonely, whatever. There's not a single person around me who has not gone through hardships. Finally, how you deal with that is really what will decide the quality of your life. So you can either choose to complain about it, cry about it, crib about it, and carry that burden for the rest of your life, or you can say, well, it happened. I mean, shit happens to all of us, right? But I decide to use that as a learning and then just move on. I personally choose, I am an optimist. I'm a diehard optimist, and I personally choose to not make a big deal out of everything that I've gone through. There are people who've had much larger struggles, and I'm not taking away from my own. We did go through a bankruptcy as a family. I've gone through a bitter divorce, and it's all right, you know. When I was a child, my dad, for example, was an alcoholic, and today I have like the most beautiful relationship with my dad. So I don't think I want to one, victimize myself because of what happened. I think everybody goes through something, and finally if you can make something out of it, nothing like it. And two, I don't want to carry that burden forever. I mean, wo ho gaya, theek hai, you know. We learned some, we made some mistakes, and whatever, we came out of it. I now don't want to keep living in my past and say, "Acha, ye mere sath hua. Oh my God, main bechari. Or just look at me. You know what I've gone through." I genuinely don't think that's the way I would like to live. You know, forever. In fact, I think, for example, when we went through our bankruptcy, I think it just taught us so much as a family. It taught me how important relationships are. It taught me that money is nothing in your life, and not having money does not kill you. It also taught me that when you go rock bottom, the only way to, you know, go is come back up. You know, there is no other direction. So if today anybody was to ask me, I would say I would go through all of that all over again, because it really made me who I became today. And I'm very, very happy and comfortable in my shoes now. So I wouldn't trade any of that for anything whatsoever.
When we were having a conversation, you told me very categorically that marriage is a dead institution for now. And you're true.
I hope no married people here kind of take me for, but yes, I do believe it's a dead institution. Yes.
I have also seen people around whomsoever I talk to, whomsoever I have gotten to know. Every second couple is a divorced couple, and they're happily living even after they are divorced. They think we are better off as divorced than not staying under one roof.
Hmm.
This conversation, please don't get me wrong, is not around marriage or divorce. It's a journey about somebody's life, and we are just having a little extension of it. But so you've been through it, you have overcome, you have made your life large, and you are on the verge of making it even bigger than what you probably could anticipate beforehand. So your advice to people who are not married, probably in this particular forum, would you also tell them don't get married, or would you encourage them equally that get married, be there, do it, and see for yourself if it kills you, then don't get disheartened. It's okay.
So, firstly, it's a very, very personal experience. So, you know, I'm no expert on any such thing. So please don't take it too seriously, guys. You know, make your own decisions. But yes, I do believe that I haven't seen a single, and I mean it, a single monogamous, equal, and happy, where all these three variables are there, marriage. Not a single. Either it is not equal, so one of the person is compromising, or it is not monogamous and people are looking for happiness outside, or it is not happy. You know, people are bored or unhappy or sad or whatever. So I'm still searching for that one couple, and maybe that's why I have increasingly now started believing ki, you know, when we are in our 20s, we get married, or you know, typically that's what used to happen earlier. And then the next 8 years you're supposed to stay with one person, so chances are that two people will grow in different direction and at different pace. So in about 15 years time, the two people will find themselves like apart and at a different whatever. So chances are कि वो खुश नहीं रह सकेंगे. And hence my reason that I don't think you should get married. I do believe you need a companion. We all need emotional support and companionship, and if you can find that companionship, by all means. But please, please, please don't get married for the sake of getting married. That's like the reason that you definitely don't want to go after. And if you're really mature and if you found somebody beautiful to spend your life with, so be it. मुझे अभी तक नहीं दिखा है ऐसा कोई भी जो मुझे बहुत हैप्पी कपल्स दिखते हैं वो मैरिड नहीं है. You know, they're just happy with each other, they are just living a great life with each other, not necessarily inside the institution. And hence I think that you don't really need the tag of marriage anymore. You just need a, you know, good partnership with somebody, and that's about it.
So have you found your companion?
Yeah, I've been in have a happy relationship for some time. It's been now 6 years that we've been together, and I've been quite happy that way. I choose not to get married. I think I'll continue to be like this. I think it's just fine the way it is right now.
That's exactly what Clip Talk is all about. Very thoughtless the way you have actually expressed your thoughts. I think that normally doesn't happen in today's world. But hats off to you, Sarika, for being so open, so candid, and so nice, and pouring your heart out and putting your individual thought process. So there is nothing to get influenced, guys. It is about an individual's outlook. The rest is your choice. You know better than anybody else. Now, a biker, and you founded Dehradun Online Citizen, something of that sort, where people would be able to connect. What about that? I mean, can you let us know more about that particular initiative?
Sure. So that's a group that some like-minded people here in Dehradun have found. So I'm just one of them. I've not really found it myself, but some good whatever. I don't know even how to kind of what category to put them in. But people who really feel for the city, they decided to come together, and these are very very learned people from various. Across very very diverse industries, decided to come together and said, okay, let's do something for the city. So we started Dehradun Citizens Online. It is increasingly becoming the go-to platform for the citizens of India. For the citizens of Dehradun to put anything that they want to. And the idea, the intent in some time is to take it to. I'm really sorry about that, and I'll just put it on mute. The idea is to make it the go-to platform, and we should be able to then take these problems uh, to the respective whatever the authorities. That is the idea. So we've just about started it. It's about 6 months old now, and we've gathered a whole lot of mass already. I'm very very happy to say that citizens of Dehradun have already started seeing it as the only online platform where something like this can happen, and it's backed by fantastic people here in Dehradun.
Brilliant. Well, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, you can please raise your hand and put your question there in the chat box. I will open it up towards the end of the conversation, the last 15-20 minutes, where you can go ahead and ask your question directly to Sarika, and Sarika will be more than happy to answer those questions. In the meantime, Glip Talk has a Facebook page and one Instagram page, two wonderful WhatsApp groups where there are more than 300 people out there supporting us constantly and unconditionally. I'm honored. I'm glad that you guys have been so supportive and being staying there. So if you're there in that particular WhatsApp group, please don't leave us, because to get you, it actually takes a lot of hard work, but for you to leave, just takes a click. So don't click that button. Well, coming back to Sarika one more time. Sarika, Cover to Cover is one of your famous initiatives, which is, I think, all over on social media platform. And the legacy that you carry with Mr. Vineet Panchi, who is a great star himself. I did not have the courage to directly approach him and call him and say, would you be coming to my show? But I thought
you should. You should.
But I thought let me try and get Sarika first, and then Sarika and meet him to go to Vineet and get him probably one day, as and when he has time. So Cover to Cover is your own initiative. There's nothing probably commercialized yet.
No.
Nothing that you're probably to monetize in the near future. Probably you never know where it's going to be. So what is Cover to Cover? I have always seen that you read one particular book, you pick up those lines and you beautifully portray them in form of a video where you pick up your learnings and you actually let the audience know what the book is all about. And then you share your own experience by amalgamating it in your own way. That's a beautiful way of doing it. What is Cover to Cover? Little more, if you can let the audience and me know about this.
Sure. So yeah, it is not commercial at all, Samrat, and that was not the intent to start it at all. In fact, I feel that if you're passionate about something, the money is the last thing on your mind at that time. You're just like, okay, this is my passion. Let me start something around it. So how did it start? Middle of COVID, there is this very dear friend of ours, Mohit Gupta. He runs this initiative called City Book Leaders. He's been doing that for last 2 years. So he was after me कि यार एक review तो कर दे आके, तू क्या करती है, इतना पढ़ती है, कुछ तो कर दे. And we partner with him on a lot of things. So I told him, okay, fine, I'll do one review. And so I did the first review online for him. And that's when Vineet saw it and he said, okay, I've been after you to come in front of the camera and you've been refusing. Now you will do this for me in front of the camera. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do it in front of the camera. And we did it. So literally, these guys pushed me and I decided to do it. When we released it, we realized that, okay, it's much better than what we expected it to be. People really liked it. In fact, a whole lot of industry leaders started immediately writing saying, why don't you review this? Why don't you review that? Some authors started writing to me saying, would you please review our book, etc. And that's when I realized that it's much more meaningful than I thought it is, because I was just talking like I'm talking right now. I read the book, I made some notes, and I decided to, make a presentation. That's exactly what I put on the camera also. And after the first one, I realized that maybe it is, much deeper than I thought. And then that's when we decided to formalize it. We at Word of Mouth Media, because the team is already there, they put their might behind it. So literally Vineet and the team and everybody else told me, tu pad aur tu bol, baki hum sambhal lenge. And I said, okay, fine, if that's your headache, so be it. So I do read a lot. I've always been reading. Now I have started reading a little more consciously, because now I also think that, okay, what out of this can be taken to the world, and what is worth talking. So thoda sa wo perspective change ho gaya. Otherwise it is really just deep meaningful books, and everything that your experience and your life tells being presented in front of the camera.
I really have seen quite a lot of videos. I've seen them on Instagram. I've seen them on LinkedIn. They are really, really fascinating. They are extreme. I'm not trying to be exaggerating at you, or I'm not flattering, but they actually, if you have not seen, ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead and see Sarika's work, cover to cover, where she reads one particular book and picks her own lines and thoughts and the inspiration that she gets, and the way it is illustrated, the way it is articulated is phenomenal. I have learned something, how probably I could imbibe certain things and those qualities that you probably have in my talk shows with people. So Glip Talk also equally happened during pandemic. I left my radio 10 years ago, and my dad was not kind of in for it, and mom was there supportive, the typical bong dad, conventional orthodox, does not want, let me pursue my passion in radio and the media and the professional side of it. Is, you have to be a corporate employee, etc. So pandemic apparently pushed me, and nothing to monetize, nothing to commercialize, about Glip Talk as an initiative. So that's how it exactly started. But it's fantastic, Sarika. I wish you all the very best. That may you reign forever, and may you reach the maximum steps in the ladder.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. So coming to your personal side again, you're a biker yourself. Just getting into the show in the morning today, Sunday being your day, you went biking. You have a Java, which you bought 1 year ago. You just bother about a biking group. You just take out your bike and you just go for a ride all by yourself. What exactly do you get when you actually ride all by yourself? What is that passion? What is that kick that you get while biking?
So are you a biker, Samrat? Do you bike?
I'm not a biker.
Okay, then it's very difficult for me to explain.
Lungs are in my mouth if the bike is speeding up a lot.
No, I don't mean a bicycle. I mean a motorbike. Yes, I'm also part of a group, but I do like biking alone, which is what I did today morning. And the beauty of living in a small town is, आप 5 minute इधर चले जाइए या 5 minute इधर चले जाइए, you are amidst a very, very beautiful trail. And at least Dehradun offers that. And we also don't tell this to anybody, okay? So we don't tell the tourist where all the hidden spots are. All the locals know ki kahan jana hai, kidhar jana hai. So I think, the only reason I do that is it makes you feel very free and liberated. So I'm not a very fast rider. I'm a reasonably slow rider, but it's as a feeling, it's really, really nice. It makes you feel extremely independent. It makes you feel extremely empowered when you're biking. It's another thing that a lot of people look at you, but after some time you stop bothering about that. And thankfully Dehradun offers fantastic trails. So I remember when 5 years back I moved into Dehradun, there is this I'll just shift a little so that the light is right. There's this cousin of mine who told me that, Didi, if you really want to enjoy Dehradun, you should love the outdoors. So that's when I had started the running group and the cycling group and all of that. And now taken on biking, because there's no nightlife here, right? If you really want to enjoy living in a small town like Dehradun, just be out. So go for trekkings, go for biking, go for whatever you can. And that's what we small town people find our little pleasures in. And that's exactly what I do. Yeah, I just, pick it and go wherever. Not too far, but, go about 40 kilometers here or there.
But I think you get those thoughts when you're actually riding all by yourself, about word of mouth media, about cover to cover. You get those thoughts, right? And you store it in your head, and you elaborate and you illustrate your own way. Does that also help in that way?
Yeah, it's good me time, I think. You're not necessarily always thinking work. Sometimes you're just thinking, you're just with your thoughts, and it's a great time to take a break from anything. I know earlier in the day you were asking me, do you also listen to music? No, I don't during that time. Riding or bicycle, whether you're on a motorcycle or cycle, do not be listening to music. Just go, just go and enjoy yourself. Let the wind take over your hair and all of that, and just be with that thought. Yeah, you don't really need to, just enjoy the moment. You don't need to be doing anything other than that. It's
your passion, right? Just go ahead and pursue your passion if you like.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Learning about your life again, Sarika, certain successes and failures. I know you had a very, very strong conviction when you actually told me that there's nothing but failures in my life. I take that as a learning opportunity and I would not call them failures.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation for a good half an hour, 45 minutes, and I
Yeah.
told you certain things and you told me certain things. But still, failures are failures. Even if you take that as a learning opportunity, nobody wants to go through that particular journey. Probably, even to have a learning opportunity, which probably devastates you temporarily, which probably gets you into that low mood sector for some time. So, what do you think so far? Whatever little journey that you had in your life, post going through bankruptcy, which भगवान ना करे किसी के साथ हो, जो भी है, whatever, coming back from there and coming back strong, coming back really hard and proving your mettle the way you are proving it. What do you think there are certain successes that you've gotten so far? What are they? And certain set of failures that you have been through, which at all you think as a learning opportunity in your own way. Why don't you let us know about certain learnings from both of your successes and your failures, if you had any?
So, firstly, like I said the other day, I think a failure would be if you don't make the most of your lows. That would be a failure in my mind. If you know that, okay, whatever, you were dealt with a certain set of cards by life, and now you need to play it and play it really well, then I don't think you'll look at it as failure. So I strongly do not look at my lows as my failure. In fact, I look at not just me uh, as a family, when we came out of it, I look at that as a huge success instead. So have we gone through a lot? Yes, we have. Like I said, dad, when we were growing up, was an alcoholic, and both of Vineet and I were dealing with that as kids. Uh, he is now separated. I'm divorced. We happily say that we are very, very happy in our current lifestyle. We've gone through the bankruptcy, so we paid all the debt. Now we are rebuilding it and all of that. उसमें से उस failure मैं किसको बोलूं मुझे नहीं पता, Samrat. I think all of these have been fantastic learning opportunities for us, and we've only come out stronger, if at all. What is the learning? My biggest learnings in life have been one: पैसा नहीं होता तो आप मरते नहीं हो. You do not die. If you don't have money, you will die if you don't have people around you. So my biggest learning is, money is not important. Relationships are. And I'll give you an example. I remember about 6 years back or something. I bought a penthouse in Pune. So this is after we had paid off all our debt, and we started rebuilding our assets, etc. So I was driving from Bombay to Pune, and I was on my way back after doing the registration of my penthouse. At that time, I was with IBM. And the one thought that kept troubling me was, why am I not feeling happy? Where is the happiness? इतने सारे struggles के बाद अब थोड़ी life ठीक हो रही है. I'm buying my own house, and being a single mother, to buy a penthouse was a big deal for me. But somehow मेरे को I didn't feel happy. There was something nagging me continuously. And that day, my learning on the way back from Pune to Bombay was that actually I'm attaching my happiness to something very, very material. And maybe this is not what gets you happiness. So it has no meaning whatsoever in my life anymore now. So people are important. Money is not important. Live your, right here and right now, because you don't know, what will happen tomorrow, are my biggest learnings in life. And hold people really, really close to yourself. That's the biggest wealth that you have. Nothing else matters. So I do believe in investing in relations, keeping these relations very, very close to my heart and my life. And I don't care about anything else anymore. I've lost all the money. We've rebuilt it. It didn't do anything to our life. It didn't take away from our life at all. And hence, the focus is on right things and not on anything else, really.
So you're a firm believer when you say that, invest in relationship, that all it matters. I really like that particular line. So, and you said that, अगर पैसा नहीं होता तो इंसान मरता नहीं, अगर लोग नहीं होते तो शायद अब मर जाए. Investing in relationship, is that all it matters? That, again, I'm going a little off track because I am just trying to gather the information. Probably I want to take a lesson to be learning from your life, because that's what I have been doing through Clip Talk as an initiative, learning about all individuals' journey. How do they deal with certain situations? And one of my very good friends is going through a divorce, and they are contemplating trying to reconcile. They're trying to get back to each other, but it's somehow it's not happening. But they are the best of the couples that I've seen. We have had the best of the times together. I'm sorry, I'm just being a little personal out here. That if it is investing that relationship that all it matters, did you not invest your time in your marriage when you actually were into your marital affairs that time? Did you not think that was it one-sided, or did you not get reciprocated feelings from the other side because of which you withdraw yourself?
No, so the two, आपने मेरे ही दोनों sentences उठा के so when two people get together, I think they can be together if the value system matches. So anybody, I've been now separated 13 years, and if anybody asks me what went wrong, I typically don't say, yaar, usne na ye kiya tha. I just say that, look, our value system didn't match. It's as simple as that. If it matched, we would have been together. With all due respect to him, his family, and all of that, it's really just that. It's your background, it's your culture, it's the belief that you carry about various things. It's the conviction in things that you believe in or you don't. And when there is a mismatch in that is when people fall apart. And I think they should do it extremely gracefully instead of making it, all about their ego. So did I not invest? No, I did. I think I did, and so did he. But we decided to part because I would rather be a single happy person forever than be a unhappy married person. The choices were very clear. So that's that. And yes, I do believe that investing in relationships is the wisest thing to do, because uh, at least that's my own life journey. The people that today I have in my life, my friends, who I call my chosen family, or my family, people who are really really close to my heart, I think they are the real wealth you've
Mm.
created. I'd rather be in a situation where I'm able to pick the phone and call a friend at 1 o'clock in the night and say, look, I really need to talk to somebody, can you just come over, then have a whole lot of other wealth and have nobody to talk to, or nobody to just hang out with, or have a glass of wine with, or whatever. So and those kind of things you can do only when you invest. And by invest, I mean you have to take out time for relationships. You will have to make that little effort. You will have to be absolutely non-judgmental about people and their behavior, because chances are they're also judging you back, and then there is no end to it. So invest like that. Invest with your time and your effort and your intent, more than anything else. And once you do that, you realize that actually you're all right. You are a happy person and you're a wealthy person.
तो सारिका KKN पंछी, एक तो आपका पंछी जो लास्ट नेम है वो बहुत आई एम श्योर लॉट ऑफ अस आर वेरी वेरी क्यूरियस एंड एंग्शियस अबाउट ये पंछी जो लास्ट नेम है वो कभी सुना नहीं, आज तक मैंने अपनी जिंदगी में नहीं सुना है। तो एक तो हमें वो बताइए कि वो पंछी लास्ट नेम, हाउ डिड यू गेट दैट एंड वेयर हाउ डिड दैट हैपन एंड व्हाट इज दैट KKN, व्हाट आर द थ्री लेटर्स फॉर?
Sure. So that's my official name, by the way. So Panchi is the alias name जिससे हमारे दादाजी अपनी poetry लिखा करते थे. So our surname is something else, but as a family we've never kept it. We've always called ourselves Panchi. So he was a freedom fighter and whatever, and he was also a poet. So his poems used to be written by the name Panchi. It was his Takiya Kalam, and that's how it became a family name. So you're right, or koi bhi nahi hai. I'll give you a very funny incident once. There was this online radio that had come, World Space or something, many years back. Almost 15 years back, if I'm not mistaken. And I took a subscription. I used to be in Gurgaon back then. And I called up their call center, and I didn't know my customer ID. So I told them, look up Panchi and you'll find my name. They said, no, ma'am, there are lots of Panchis. So I was very surprised कि अच्छा इतने सारे पंछी कैसे हो गए, इंडिया में तो हम ही हैं, literally. So she said, no, I have three other names. There are three other people registered under Panchi. You're not the only one. So please give me your ID. So out of curiosity, I asked him, I said, okay, just tell me who these other people are. So one was Vineet Panchi, one was Shashi Mohan Panchi, there was one more Panchi. They were all part of my family. And that's when I realized कि वाकई और कोई Panchi नहीं है. We are the only family. But we've kept it as a family name because we are very, whatever, out of our respect for our grandfather who used to write poetry by this name. KK and Panchi is my grandfather's and my father's name. So Krishna Kumar Kamal Nayan Panchi is how it is. So I otherwise just write Sarika Panchi. Not a lot of people know the entire name really.
Yeah, I studied.
You managed to pick it, huh?
I study my guests very well. Don't
Very well, clearly.
So now we know the reason behind Panchi being kept as a surname and why. So is it that Panchi means the typical bird, right? I mean,
It is.
you are in an endless sky and you're just flying with your wings and the winds beneath your wings. And you,
It is surprisingly, Sarika also means a bird in Hindi. So I'm a double Panchi that way.
that's the reason I told you you are like the supreme and the astounding and the ravishing and the incorrigible and the charismatic and the alluring.
Just free, just free. Baki sare adjectives hata do, just free. That's it.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that if you take all the first letters of the word that I've said, if you sum them up, that's where the name comes as Sarika. Did you not realize it by now? I shall kill you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
इतना कुछ सोच समझ के मैंने बोला था आपके बारे में. Anyways, well, it is 5:40. It is time for the audience to be asking their questions in a short while. So, guys, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. I can go ahead and unmute you. If you have any questions and you don't want to ask, please put them in the chat box. I will be asking those questions on behalf of you. And my sincere request, if you're asking your question, please put your video on because I don't like technical hosts. It is very scary if you actually talk to somebody and don't get to see that person. So please raise your hand or please put your questions if you want to ask any questions. Sanjay has first raised his hand. So Sanjay, I would be unmuting you. But before that, we have a GTQ section. As you know, GTQ means Glip Talk questions. Is the series of the barrage of questions in a repartee that my guest will always have to answer. You cannot take more than 5 to 10 seconds to answer these questions. Right, Sarika? So I don't know what the questions are going to be, but I'm going to be asking you one after the other. Not many, but I'll be asking you in a sequence, one after the other, so that you need to quickly go ahead and answer this question. There is nothing right, there is nothing wrong about these answers, but I need to see that how you are answering. And if at all one day Glip Talk gets monetized and gets commercialized, I would be more than happy to give you a hamper and a token of it.
So for the sake of my hamper, I hope it does.
With love from Glip Talk. All right, here it starts. Brace yourself, and quickly it's going to be coming in your way. So, Sarika Panchi, here it starts. The very first question. दर्द जब हद से गुजर जाता है तो आप क्या करते हो?
Walk पे चली जाती हूँ.
Very nice. The very first question is answered very impromptu. The second question, don't make fun of him. इसको हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं?
उनका मजाक मत उड़ाओ यार.
Correct. मजाक मत उड़ाओ. किसी का जब मजाक उड़ाया जाता है, वो मजाक उड़ के जाता कहाँ है?
यार वो पंछियों के साथ उड़ जाता है.
This is the wackiest answer I have ever heard. कि आपने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से उनको मिला दिया. पंछी आपका सरनेम है, मजाक उड़ गया है तो पंछी के साथ उड़ जाता है. Very nice. 3 worst things that you don't like about yourself.
About myself. Oh, so I sometimes, things that I don't like doing, I don't take it up immediately. I waste a lot of time. I wish I would be doing that a little more often. I sometimes don't get into details. तो मैं ना बड़ा ऊपर ऊपर बहुत अच्छा अच्छा करती हूँ, पर मैं नीचे नीचे की details छोड़ देती हूँ. I wish I could change that. I really wish I was a better cook. I make terrible khana and my son is forever complaining and telling me how everyone else's khana is so much better. I really wish I could do that better. I don't.
Okay. What is the third thing?
The cooking.
Cooking is third. Okay. At the cost of your son, what can you let go of?
I am not letting go of my son.
No, at the cost of your son, if you have to, I mean, your son is there. At the cost of your son, you can let go of what?
Anything. He's the most important.
Okay. Being a mother, what are the primary 4 things or 2 things or 1 thing that you always keep telling your son when he is 15 right now?
So I tell him whatever you want to do it really well. For example, he wants to be a gamer. And I told him it doesn't matter what you want to be, just be really really good at that. And I continue to tell him to just be happy and in the space he is. I don't like people who complain a lot. Those are 2 things that I constantly tell him.
You keep telling him that don't complain a lot and do what you want.
I don't. I somehow I have this theory that if you are in a situation, do something about it or stop complaining. I genuinely don't like people who complain a lot. So that's what I tell him too.
Okay. What are your future goals right now? What exactly are you aiming for?
Just be happy.
You've been happy for a very long time. You still
And I continue, I want to continue doing that.
continue doing that. Okay. Three things about me and Glip Talk is an initiative. अच्छी चीज कहना है मैं तो मैं
I love your energy, Samrat. I completely love it. The fact that you are you make people very, very comfortable. I didn't realize it, till we started talking. Of course, we've been talking for some time, but, it is fantastic. And I also realized I was looking at your guest list. You brought some really, really good people. So, fantastic opportunity for everybody who's been watching you. And all my very best for it. It's really been a nice experience here.
Okay. What are the three destinations you would like to visit during your lifetime?
Okay, I want to do Turkey. It's on my list. I definitely want to do Croatia and maybe South Africa.
You don't want to go to Greece?
I did a 7 days backpack alone on my 40th birthday. That was Greece. Greece was my go-to destination at that time.
You did a solo trip there.
Yes, so I don't know if you've seen this movie, Mamma Mia. I saw this movie like some 15 years back, and since that time I was like, meko jana hai. So two of my best friends actually completely planned it, sponsored it, also gave me some money ki jao aur apni zindagi ji ke aao. 7 days backpack, that's what I did on my 40th.
What would be your speech if you ever get an Oscar?
Oh, thank you. I'm not getting an Oscar, Samrat. I'm very, very sure about it.
Word of mouth media consulting, you guys do a lot of video or stuff. If ever in the future you get into films and you happen to be the director and you happen to cast, if you're the eminent heroes or the heroines, or sometime me probably can think of, I may not have dates. But if you ever get an Oscar, what would be your speech to the audience?
I would say the team is done. We have a fantastic team at Word of Mouth. They are very passionate. They are very driven. They own the company as much as I own the company. They feel the pain like I feel the pain. So if ever we get anything which is work related, I think it'll be to them completely. It'll be kudos to them.
That's a very sweet and simple way of giving a speech, bagging an Oscar. Three things that you would like to let everyone know, and not being boasting about yourself, but just being yourself as being neutral. What are the three things that you love about yourself the most?
I'm a very decisive person. I like taking decisions. So, a lot of my friends make fun of me. They say, "Tu pehle kuch decide kar leti hai," or you jump into something and then you later think of the consequences. So I'm a very action person. That is one. I do not believe in judging people. I think we do not realize, we are not in someone else's shoes and we have no right to say anything about anyone. I don't care about people's actions. I don't judge it easily. And three, I am a people's person. I love conversations and I love people. And yeah.
I can vouch for that 200%. That you love conversation and you're a people's person. And I think people, when they talk to you, you make them so comfortable that they also do not feel little hesitant before giving you a call and just having a conversation.
I hope so. I hope so.
Buddy, just having a chai, walking down up the hills and just have a conversation. Brilliant. Thank you so very much, Sarika. Be what you are. Be always the way you are, and may God bless you to the last breath of your life.
Thank you.
आप तो परिवार से हो जिसमें आपके जो भाई हैं, जो भ्राताश्री हैं आपके, वो बहुत फेमस है। उनके नज़्म जो होते हैं, उनकी जो शायरी होती है, उनकी जो आवाज़ है, the personality, the aura that you have. You also have your own way. एक नज़्म तो आपको भी सुनाना पड़ेगा।
That's not going to happen. You will really genuinely have to invite Vineet here. I don't think I can even try doing that. I can't do justice to his work at all.
Okay, no one is going to judge you, and I'm not.
I can't, Samrat. That is something really you'll have to get him to do. Vineet ka kaam, unka andaz, unki awaaz, I think you should only hear it from him. I don't think I want to touch that at all.
But you have seen your videos, you are phenomenal. So if you are shying away, because he is he, right? I mean, you can't compare him. I mean, he's that unique personality that, आप just सुनते रहो उनको बस आंखें बंद करके आप सुनते रहो या फिर जो बात कर रहे हैं उसको just आप सुनते रहो. That's everything. But knowing you as a personality, cover to cover, Javisa coming in your way or whatever, you are also that philosophical Sarika who has certain things in her mind, being a poetess. So I would like to hear two lines probably from your end. And we have already two hands that are raised, and we will have to open up the questions for them.
So I genuinely am a conversationalist. सम्राट, मैं कितनी भी बातें कर सकती हूँ. आप कहोगे एक और घंटा extend कर देते तो मैं extend कर दूंगी. I'll not mind that. But poetry is not me. I admire what he does. I listen to what he does. But I don't do poetry at all. मेरी WhatsApp status पे हालांकि लिखा है, जिसकी जितनी उड़ान बाकी है उतना ही आसमान बाकी है. That is something I personally believe in, and that's something I follow completely. But this is as good as it gets. You're not getting any more 2 lines from me.
That's a very convenient way. गौर से देखिए इस इंसान को, ये अभी बताना नहीं चाह रहे हैं, पर नहीं कर, but thank you for saying that WhatsApp status जिसकी जितनी उड़ान बाकी है उसके लिए उतनी आसमान अभी बाकी है. Very nice. Well, we have 2 hands that have raised already, but before that, Sarika, whatever little that I've learned about you as an individual, as a human, आपकी जिंदगी के साथ whatever I have learned, I have a छोटा सा एक शायर है, शायद अगर आप सुनना पसंद करेंगी तो I would
Ishaq.
not definitely anywhere close to Vineet sir. I don't wish to also because कुछ लोग ऐसे कान पकड़ के होते हैं और उनके लिए उतना ही है. तो राहत इंदौरी साहब की एक बहुत अच्छी एक शायरी है जो I think it matches with the journey that I've learned about you. And post that we'll go to Raghav and Sanjay who has already raised their hand. I will unmute you Raghav and Sanjay, then you can go ahead and ask your questions directly to Sarika. So आपकी जिंदगी के साथ जो मैं एक वो छोटा सा जो एक शायरी है मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ. I'm not good at all in Urdu. I will try in my tutti frutti आवाज or whatever it is. I don't have that inflection in my voice the way I can probably modulate it and keep saying that. But I'll try my level. तो जितने अपने थे सब पराए थे. जितने अपने थे सब पराए थे. महसूस हुआ कि हमने हवाओं को गले लगाए थे.
वाह.
जितने अपने थे सब पराए थे. महसूस हुआ कि हमने हवाओं को गले लगाए थे. जितनी कस्में थी सब थी शर्मिंदी. जितने कस्में थी वो शर्मिंदा थी. जितने वादे थे सिर झुकाए थे.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
जितने आंसू थे सब थे बेगाने. जितने आंसू थे सब थे बेगाने. जितने मेहमान थे बिन बुलाए थे.
वाह, ब्यूटीफुल.
कभी कभार मैं भी थोड़ा बहुत, आप समझ रहे हो, मैं भी
क्या
मतलब किताबें पढ़ी पढ़ाई थी. सब किताबें पढ़ी पढ़ाई थी. सारे किस्से सुने सुनाए थे. सब अगर जिंदगी के साथ होते तो शायद जिंदगी कुछ और हो सकते थे.
ब्यूटीफुल.
एक बंजर जमी के सीने में, एक बंजर जमी के सीने में मैंने कुछ आस उगाए थे. एक बंजर जमी के सीने में मैंने कुछ आस उगाए थे. मैंने कुछ आस उगाने के बावजूद भी सिर्फ 2 घुट प्यास के लिए जिंदगी भर किरणों से नहाए थे.
वाह, बहुत बढ़िया,
हाशिए
बहुत
में
बढ़िया.
खड़े हैं हम.
हाँ.
हाशिए में खड़े हुए हैं हम खुद हाशिए बनाए थे.
वाह.
आपके जिंदगी के साथ जितना मैंने I have learnt it so far, whatever little I could think of that will resonate. I tried my, तो कहा सुना माफ करना. I just give it a shot. I never did that. Never ever done it also. But I think it is so resonating with your life and your journey. I think that suits you. So this was my tribute to you, or my few words towards you as a guest, as a note of
Thank you. Thank you, Samrat. That is really very touching. Thank you.
Brilliant. Great. So देखिए कभी कभार मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. Sanjay, I'm coming to you. I'm going to unmute you. You can go ahead and ask your question. I have unmuted you. It's time for you to ask your question. So please go ahead and ask your question to Sarika directly.
हाँ, सारिका जी, मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कि आप अपने सन को क्या बनाना चाहेंगे या वो आपका सन क्या बनना चाहता है? थैंक यू वेरी मच.
हाय संजय. संजय, मुझे नहीं लगता हमें अपने बच्चों को कुछ बनाना चाहिए. मुझे लगता है उनको छोड़ देना चाहिए जो वो बनना चाहते हैं. माय सन वांट्स टू बी अ गेमर. जब उसने मुझे बताया तो पहले तो मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि यार ये क्या वर्ल्ड है. बट नाउ आई हैव डिसाइडेड दैट दिस इज व्हाट ही वांट्स टू बी, एंड सो आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू सपोर्ट दैट. आई डोंट वांट टू टेक हिज डिसीजन. ही विल हैव टू डू इट हिमसेल्फ.
थैंक यू.
That was the shortest question ever and the very cutest and the shortest answer, as usual. Raghav, I have unmuted you. Raghav, if you can go ahead and ask your question directly to Sarika.
Sure. Hey, Sarika. And sorry, सम्राट और संजय को पता है कि ये सुबह का समय है मेरे लिए, तो मैं सैर पे निकला होता हूँ और उसमें I'm hearing this talk. So आपने दो बातें अच्छी करी. एक तो don't be victimized or don't stay victimized, because if you stay victimized, you are in victimhood. So जो आपकी cover to cover Edith Eger वाली talk थी, उससे I got this inspiration.
Yeah.
And also, Edith is a great person. So that is अच्छी बात है. और दूसरी बात जो आपने पत्ते बिछाने वाली बात करी, जिंदगी में जो पत्ते बिछाए हैं, so that was great from Vineet ji ki nazam. So
Yeah.
I mean it's very true. It's very true, because जो आपको आपके सामने आता है, that is what you have to play with, but that you have to make most out of it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, and I mean something like that. I mean, we had to handle. I was in New York on 9/11, so that I mean, some of that helped us to cope through all of what was there. And as you said, relationships is the most important thing, because those were the days when we had to literally run through. And being a South Asian in New York was a very scary time that time.
I can
So
imagine.
just wanted to
Raghav, thank you so much for joining. And I can see आप walk भी कर रहे हैं, and you've heard the entire. And thank you very, very much. And you are bang on both the things that you've picked. I genuinely believe that you don't need to feel like a victim forever, and that's how I also picked it in the book. That's how I brought it out. And you're also right that one of Vineet's nazm, Teen Patti, is exactly that. Where he talks about whatever cards you are dealt with, how you play it will actually carve the course of your life. But thank you, Sanjay. Raghav, it is fantastic to be hearing you and seeing all the background, by the way.
Yeah, I mean the other background is the reason for the walk is this.
Oh, nice. What this one?
She is American Terrier and a Pit Bull and a Bulldog mix.
So, oh wow.
And handful.
Great to have her on the show too, I think. I don't think Samrat का ऐसा पहले कभी कोई guest आया होगा, Samrat.
Raghav is one. I think I can't say any more words to thank Raghav and Sanjay. They are the ardent Glip Talk attenders or attendees as an audience. Raghav is in Washington DC and Sanjay is in London. So those are two different time zones they are, and every Sunday, Raghav makes it a point that whenever he's taking his dog out for a morning walk, he joins Glip Talk as a session. So
how nice. Thank you, Raghav. Thank you, Sanjay. I also know Sangeet is from Singapore. I know her personally also. Fantastic to have people across globe on this show.
Correct. Glip Talk gone international.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
And I think Samrat, Sanjay और me are like वो दो बच्चे होते हैं ना स्कूल में जो हमेशा टीचर से बोलते हैं मैं क्लास हाथ उठा देते हैं. So every time we have to raise our hands. फिर हाथ उठाने के बाद अरे यार क्वेश्चन क्या था?
Great. Thank you so much, Raghav, being so ardent. Thank you so much, Sanjay. It's a pleasure, and I think
Samrat, Ina has been raising her hand. I think we.
Ina has raised her hand. Okay, Ina, definitely ask another question. Kobaibo classes has asked me a question to ask you. That hi, Sarika. Asha, this is Himanshu Chauhan. Himanshu is asking, what is your favorite place to eat out in Dehradun?
Oh, this is our Himanshu from Dehradun.
I think so, yeah.
Himanshu, हम तो directly भी बात कर सकते हैं. If you're the same Himanshu that I think you are. The favorite place there are so many in Dehradun. Yeah. You can go to Amma Cafe, you can go to Chaya Cafe. There are so many places that have come up on Rajpur Road. Why don't we chat offline and talk about it? I also have my friends Nidhi and Mini here, by the way.
Yeah, brilliant. That's what it actually gets us going. So great with all those lovely questions. We are just right at the nick of the time. It's 6 o'clock, going to be just another 1 more minute. And I thank everyone for the amazing participation from all over the world, overseas. And what do I say, Sarika? Thank you. I can't thank you more for being spending this 1 hour and made it so beautiful. Before we say, and Sangeet is saying more power to you, Sarika. So
Thank you, Sangeet.
so thank you so much, Sangeet. There is a secret, and oh my God, Sangeet is giving you kisses also.
And Nidhi is raising her hand.
Acha, Sangeet is raising her hand. Why am
Nidhi is.
Acha, I am not able to see. If you have any questions, I could only see Sanjay and Raghav raising their hand. I didn't see anybody else raising.
Nidhi is trying to raise her hand right now.
Nidhi, okay, Nidhi, I am going to unmute. I have unmuted you, Nidhi. Why don't you go ahead and?
I'm only giving her thumbs up and claps.
Nidhi and I did our management course together from ISB.
Okay.
Way back.
Why don't you turn on and go ahead and ask the question?
Oh, sure.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Nidhi. इतना अच्छा एहसान करने के लिए.
I think I'm not allowed to. Yeah, I am.
Thank you so much, Nidhi. It actually gives us really a pleasure that we get to see the guest. So do you want to ask a question directly to Sarika, or just want to say good wishes?
Actually, I don't have any question. I was just giving thumbs up and claps to her show, this show. And I was also about to, mention about her tagline, which you said, Sarika, be you. So in fact, that's her tagline. She has a tattoo of that, be you, on her wrist.
Right.
So instead of asking a question, you're giving more information about me.
जितनी बार भी इतना ऐसा किया है ना, आपका वो टैटू बहुत विजिबल है सर.
Yeah, but अभी तो छुपा हुआ है. But yes, I do genuinely believe in it completely.
So Gayatri, you also, thank you so much, Nidhi, for being there. If you're there in the WhatsApp group, my sincere request, please don't leave the WhatsApp group, because there are loads of wonderful guests are also coming. And Sarika promised me that she would stay in the WhatsApp group herself, right? इतना तो आप कर नहीं सकते हो. So Gayatri is saying that, can I also join my hand waving to Sarika? Yes, Gayatri, it was your birthday yesterday. I got to know from LinkedIn. Gayatri is an HR personality. So thank you so much, Gayatri, for joining us again, and wish you a very happy and a belated birthday. Hope you had a great one. Aapne bulaya nahi, but that's okay.
Happy birthday, Gayatri.
Happy birthday, Gayatri.
I love people who are born in November.
Because your birthday.
Yeah, November में बहुत अच्छे लोग पैदा होते हैं.
हाँ, शाहरुख खान है, उसके लिए तिरछी माफी है, ठीक है.
वो स्कॉर्पियो है.
Gayatri she wants to ask a question. Gayatri, I've unmuted you. Please go ahead and ask your question. Gayatri is joining.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey, hi. Thanks a lot for your wishes. I'm still replying my the messages that I'm getting at. I couldn't do it. It's been the more than 24 hours. I'm replying. That's it. That's my job today.
That means, Gayatri, you're a rich, wealthy person. You have so many people who are
exactly, Sarika. I'm really happy and blessed to get so many great people around me. Seriously.
How nice.
And down to earth, like I'm really moved actually. You know something? I was a part of a HR group. One of my very close friend in that group, she presented me a sari. It was a very surprise gift for me. And in the last years, these many years, I've never got any such gift like this.
Very nice.
I was like really moved.
How nice.
Brilliant.
I don't have any specific questions, Sarika. It was really awesome to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you,
so
Gayatri.
Brilliant.
Again, as such, Samrat, the show is great.
Thank you so much, Gayatri. It's a pleasure to have you as an audience.
Thank you.
Liking Clip Talk like this, and please join us every Sunday. Well, with this we have
exactly. I will never miss.
Thank you. With this, we have come to the very last segment where you have to say goodbye to each other, and we don't want to take any further time of yours. Sarika, before we say goodbye to our audience, what would be your parting message that you would like to probably let everyone know? And Clip Talk as an initiative, if you would like to wish certain things, please go ahead.
So definitely, Samrat. Firstly, thank you ever so much for having me over. All my very best to Clip Talk. I would be very, very happy to connect you with people if you want me to. So thank you again. The parting message to everybody would be that, just live it up. Don't have any regrets. It's here and now, and that's really the reality of life. There is nothing else in life. So just live it. That's really it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Sarika. Wish you all the very best. And thank you, audience, for joining us, taking your time out. We have another wonderful guest coming up next week. He's going to be joining us from Mumbai. Then the following week, we have another guest who's going to be coming from Mumbai. The following week, we have another guest who'll be coming from Singapore. Oh, you guys for coming. So take care, stay tuned, and have a wonderful Sunday evening. Spend time with your family. Stay house arrest because this is the time you could be taking care of yourself. Take care, and don't just go and step out your houses if the need is not dire. So thank you so much, Sarika, once again. Have a wonderful evening. We will stay in touch. Take care, and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take care. Take care, Sarika. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.